Hey lads, just bringing a quick stamp sort build video. I've had a lot of success the past week running this build, and I've had people message me on Xbox asking what I am running, so I thought I'd do a quick build video on it, because I'm pretty certain at this stage that you guys will have success with it as well and have a lot of fun playing it. It's great solo and it's great in group play. As you can see by my sexy red guard, I am a red guard, that's the race I've gone with. This will work with an orc as well. Pretty easily. This setup I have run it on, I have an orc, stamp sorc on DC and a red guard on EP. I've played with this on my orc with a great amount of success as well. So I'm just going to quit the buff up and we'll take a look at the stats. So on my two-handed bar we have 38,000 maximum stamina, 20,000 health, almost, well, we're pretty much size 1600 stam regen and 3.5k weapon damage. We have 43.4% spell crit, and with our hurricane up at all time, our resistances are 16,000 spell resistance, 17.5k physical resistance, 2.7k crit resistance. It's important that our hurricane's up at all times. It not only does great damage, but it also provides us with 6,000 spell and physical resistance. Currently running the Thief Munderstone. This is giving me about 12% weapon crit. If you're struggling with a stamina regen, I'm not particularly, because I'm a red guard, sorry. If you're an orc and you're struggling with the regen, you'll have about 10% less. It's probably worth going for the Serpent Munderstone. You'll just have slightly less crit chance, but it's not a massive problem because you'll hit a bit harder anyway. Right, so if we look at the sets I'm using, it's a pretty simple setup. As long as you have the Maelstrom weapons, a lot of people are managing to achieve that now. There's a lot of guides out there. If you haven't done that yet, it's worth giving it a shot. Get Maelstrom done, get your two-hand, get your bow. A lot of builds now are built around these. You can always, obviously, for example on this build, I'll go into it in a moment, but you can always work around it. Anyway, we're using 5 Shieldbreaker. All of this is bought from the Imperial City vendor. It's 5,000 Telvar stones apiece. It'll all come in impenetrable, which is the exact trait you need, and it'll also come with the armor glyphs on them, which are all maximum stamina, which we need. It'll come in purple. You can obviously upgrade it and get slightly better stats if you upgrade it to yellow, but it'll cost a fortune, and I'm not made of money, unfortunately. I spend way too much time in PvP. So we're using 5 pieces of this. This gives us maximum stamina, stam regen, and weapon damage, which is a great 4-piece, but we are also using the 5th piece. Shieldbreaker, your light attacks, heavy attacks deal 2,000 irresistible damage to enemy players with a damage shield. This is so cheese. We're not going to abuse this, so we're not going to literally walk up to a sorcerer and just 100% hit him with Shieldbreaker. You could do that, you'd get a kill, but it's so faggish, so we're not going to do that ourselves. But it's great for when we're in outnumbered situations. We have a few people that are, you know, in execute range, but they just popped a shield. We can just light attack, execute. You do an extra 2k damage, and it's hitting their health if they've not got enough of it up. So it's so good if you use it. If you just weave your light attacks, it provides a lot of damage. But me particularly, I don't use it in a cheese way and just shield break someone to death. There's a lot of people out there that will do that. Suit yourself, but the set's pretty broken in some aspects. So anyway, with what else, we're using 1-piece Bloodspawn. This is going to give us 1-piece stam regen, that's also an impenetrable, and 1-piece more like Kina on the arms. You could do either way, they're both 1-pieces, so that's giving us weapon damage. Then on the jewellery, we're using 3 agility, all of robust, 2 weapon damage, 1 stam regen, and then we are using a Maelstrom battle axe, sharpened. It's important that your two-handed sword on whatever build, your offensive weapon is sharpened this patch. On our back bar we have a Maelstrom bow, which is precise, which I need to swap out for any, because I'm not using volley on this build anyway, so I need to get a gold defending. I'd really advise using defending this patch. If you're using defending, when you're on your back bar, you're going to be sat at about 23,000 physical resistance just in medium armor, so it's insane. Definitely get defending on your bow, because us in particular anyway, we're not even using a bow ability, so we don't need sharpen. Precise is nice, it'll help us get critical heals off our vigor, but defending's definitely the way to go in your bow bar this patch. Right, so if we go ahead and look at the skills, on my first bar, as you can see, I'm running Bound Ornaments. Bound Ornaments is a great ability. It's hard because it's a toggle, so it has to be on every bar that we use. But it's going to give us minor resolve, which increases our spell and physical resistance by 1320, which is not too much, but then it also increases our maximum stamina by 8%, and our heavy attacks, the damage dealt by our heavy attacks by 11%, which is extremely strong. So we're going to be heavy attacking a lot with this build. And then having this on our bars also procs DAEDRIC protection, which is going to increase our stam regen by 20%, so it's helping us out a lot. And it also increases health recovery, but mainly we're having that on our bar to increase the stam regen. Then we have Reverse Slice. It's great. It's a AoE execute. It deals splash damage to the people next to the guy you're executing, so it's insane. If we're timing a Dawnbreaker and then just going into Reverse Slices, it's very effective. We have Rally, that's our bread and butter heal. It's going to give us major brutality, increasing our weapon damage by 20%. Have Dizzying Swing, Wrecking Blow no longer CCs, so Dizzying Swing's the CC out of it, so we're going to use that. And then we're using Stampede. A lot of people go with Crit Rush for more damage, but I've tested both and I feel like I do more damage having Stampede because it applies a 60% snare for 8 seconds. So if I Stampede into someone, I find that I have a lot more success hitting my Dizzying Swing afterwards, and I'm staying on top of them. They're sat inside my Hurricane whilst I'm going for the Wrecking Blow, so they're taking a lot more damage. And if I was just crit rushing, you'd have Nightblades and stuff getting away pretty easy. Obviously all our passives and all these skill lines that I'm talking about. Then we're using Dawnbreaker of Smiting. It's the best ultimate in game currently. Being a sorcerer, we have our passives in, not sure which one it's in, I think it's in, yeah, the second one, yeah. We have Power Stone, which reduces the cost of ultimate abilities by 15%. So our Dawnbreaker of Smiting is costing us 85 ultimate, which is insane and scary to think about really with how powerful it is, this patch, that it can cost so little. It's a hard CC, it's AoE, so you can hit multiple people with it. It does big damage on impact, and it also adds a huge dot over 5 seconds. If you look at our back bar, again we've got Bound Ornaments to, obviously with it being a toggle it has to be on every bar we run in. We're using Hurricane. Hurricane's great. It's going to give us the Major Ward, a Minor Expedition, gives no physical resistance by 5k, and it also deals good damage. If you've got, like I say, if you Stampede and a Nightblade or whatever, they're going to take damage. They can't get in stealth. The radius increases up to 225. Well, the damage increases. The radius increases by 9 meters also. So if you're using Stampede on a Nightblade, they're taking huge damage from this whilst you're staying on top of them, trying to get your Dizzying Swing off. And once your Dizzying Swing goes, your light attack execute, they're dead in a lot of circumstances. You can check my last video just to see what I'm talking about in terms of playing this build. Then we have Vigor, that's in our Assault. Tree is another stamina heal. We're always going to Vigor, then Rally. It's going to give us a nice big heal. Then we have Streak. Streak's great for when we've got someone perma-blocking your tanks and whatnot. It's good at disarming people, or even multiple people. It's an AoE, and it'll CC all the people. It's quite expensive, but it's great for getting away, and it's also great for CCing people that are blocking and whatnot. And then we're running Shuffle. Shuffle doesn't really need much talking about. It gives us major evasion for 23 seconds, and it's so broken. Right now it's definitely more than 20% dodge chance, but yeah, we have that on our bar too. Then we have Overload. Using Overload provides us with a third skill bar, which is really good when we're trying to do bits against larger groups, especially for solo play. So as you can see on my Overload bar, I have Caltrops. It's a massive radius, it snares people that are studded within it, and does a nice bit of damage if they stand within it for too long. So it's great for if we're having to line aside something, we can shut down our calt drops. And then we're going to put a Trap Beast on top of that. Trap Beast is in the Fighters Guild tree line. We morph it to Rearming Trap. It adds a huge dot if someone's to walk in that trap. They can't see it at all. Only we can see it. So if someone walks in that now, it's also going to increase our crit damage by 12%. So it's a good time to heavy attack Dawnbreaker and then start executing if there's multiple people coming up these steps now. And then Dawnbreaker. Yeah, Trap Beast also adds a huge dot onto people. After that, on our bar, we have Vigor again, just in case we're on this bar and we're getting a bit stuck, we can block and Vigor up. And then we're running Dark Deal. Dark Deal's great for us running low regen. We can basically convert our stamina, our magic pool, sorry, into stamina. So if you see, for example, here, let's chuck a few calt drops down. Just spam that up and get that back to full. So when we're line of sight, and if we're about to shut down our calt drops, our Trap Beast, before they come to us, get our regen back up, and then just go in. We can just keep line of sight and doing this. It's important to try and do it whilst you're line of sight because otherwise it can be interrupted. And then last off, we've obviously got bound ornaments on that bar so that when we come out of it we don't have to put it back up and waste our stamina. Quick look at our champion points. I have 95 in reduction of stamina cost, 5 in sprinter, 7 in Tennessee, so this is going to help us get our regen with heavy attacks. Obviously being a red guard we already benefit from having a certain, getting 3% of our maximum stamina back when we do heavy attack every 5 seconds now. They updated it. We have 20 in Mooncalf, 45 in Tumbling, 5 in Shadow Ward, 19 in Blessed, 10 in Melee Weapon Expert to help our heavy attacks when they're already hitting 11% harder, bearing in mind from bound ornaments, 5 into Firmitage is going to benefit our Hurricane, 48 into Precise Strikes, 6 into Piercing and 89 into Mighty, 42 into Resistant to increase our critical resistance, 60 in Hardy, 50 in Elemental Defender and 10 in Thick Skin. This is to give us the Unchained passive, which is great. So whenever we get CC'd, it's important that we use our most expensive stamina abilities when we break out of that. And then 15 into Quick Recovery, which is also going to help for our heals. That's about it, guys. I will put a link to my last Sam Sort video in the description just so you can see how this build actually plays out. And then I'll also be uploading one. I've pretty much got enough clips to upload one tomorrow, so we'll probably get a Sam Sort vid tomorrow as well. And that's everything. Sorry if the commentary was a bit pluggy. I'm still getting used to this shit. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See ya.